Okay, we are just a week away from Dragon's Dogma 2, so this is 10 things you should know before you buy or play the game. First up, Dragon's Dogma 2 map is 4 times the size of the original. This includes a dynamic day and night system and random encounters while travelling. Now these happen both on foot or while riding a cart. That means that it's no safer to walk than it is to ride. Oh, and there's no fast travel in this game. So I guess we're doing lots of walking. There's also a lack of quest markers on the world map. This means that you'll have to find your own way to objectives across the world. The idea behind this is to make the game more lifelike, and this sounds like a challenge I can't wait to jump into, honestly. Now, there's new enemies in the game, so if you played the first one, you do have some more variety now, and this includes the incredible looking Greek-inspired Talos creature. Now, we saw this first introduced during the Dragon's Dogma 2 showcase. The Talos is a giant bark or stone-like creature. Can't really tell myself, but you can see it in the video here. And this is a creature that the player has to figure out how to defeat. The showcase clearly shows us the Arisen and pawns jumping off of high ledges to try and climb up this towering monstrosity to chip parts off of it. When it comes to epic fantasy-based monsters and boss fights, this looks right up there as an epic encounter. Now, when it comes to vocations, the Arisen is the only character capable of using hybrid vocations. These hybrid vocations are Magic Archer, Mystic Spearhand, Trickster, and Warfarer. Now, I did a guide on these vocations and the others on my channel, breaking these down and just giving you some video footage of them. You can see this in the link below. So, all in all, this means that your pawns are unable to use hybrid vocations and be limited to the 6 others available, these being the Fighter, Archer, Sorcerer, Mage, Warrior, and Thief. Now, Dragon's Dogma 2 introduces a plethora of new features, but one of the big ones is the Dragon's Plague. Now, the Dragon's Plague is an affliction that your pawns can catch if they travel through different worlds too much. For anyone that doesn't know, pawns are your companions in Dragon's Dogma. The Dragon's Dogma official site has described the Dragon's Plague as a contagious disease-like condition. So, does this mean that your other pawns could catch this disease from being infected, from being around another pawn? We don't know too much yet. What we do know is that early signs of this disease is stated to imbue the pawn with powerful buffs, and later stages of the disease has been quoted by Capcom as a devastating calamity. Now, we don't know what this means, but considering in the latest trailer for the game, we see the Arisen fleeing what looks to be a plague-infected monster, will the Dragon's Plague morph our favourite pawns into hostile creatures? I guess time will tell. Make sure you build a relationship with NPCs. Yes, that's right, treat the game like an RPG and build those strong relationships. Some of these NPCs are specialists in vocations, and they can teach you special abilities that make your vocation even stronger. So go out there and make some friends in the world, people. Speaking of vocations, the IGN recent gameplay showed us that you're able to switch between said vocations during the game if you wish to. Now, to do this, you have to speak to a vendor, but this is a great way to figure out what type of vocation and playstyle best suits you, or if you find a really nice weapon you want to try out, it's a nice way of doing this too. Capcom have stated that the main campaign for Dragon's Dogma 2 will be around 35 to 40 hours. Now, this doesn't include side questing, so this means there is a lot of content to work your way through as you explore the world of Dragon's Dogma 2. And if you're thinking the price tag for the game is a bit pricey, or just video games in general a bit pricey, I like to consider it this way. If the main campaign is 40 hours long, and let's say there's 20 hours of side quests at least, the game over here in the UK is £60, 60 hours of content for £60, £1 an hour for content. In my opinion, that's pretty good considering you'll spend who knows how much to buy a ticket to something or to watch a movie at the cinema. I think the 1-to-1 ratio is a pretty good deal. Now, these said side quests can be time sensitive and can punish the player for taking too many of them at the same time. Now, this really adds to the realism of trying to focus on one quest at a time. Quests that are time sensitive will be marked by an hourglass in your journal to ensure you know when it is vital to focus on a quest you have accepted. Now, failing time sensitive quests can have dire results. This could be anything from a negative outcome all the way to the death of an NPC. So make sure you're paying attention and don't stretch yourself too thin. There's a downloadable character creator out now for you to play around with. Yes, that's right, you can currently download this on Steam and it's a lot of fun to check out. I actually did a video showcasing all of the options and the customizable parts you can play around with. Again, a link to that is below as well. So if you want to jump straight into the action on the 22nd when the game comes out, but you know you're going to spend 5 hours making your perfect looking character and making sure their ear size is right and that their nose isn't too pointy or that their eyes aren't too big or small, whatever. I know what you guys are like. Then why don't you do yourself a favour and get a head start. And when it comes to the world of Dragon's Dogma 2, we are looking at a parallel world to the original game. So, not only is this not a direct sequel to the first game, you don't even need to play the first game to enjoy it. So, I'm not saying you should skip the first game. It's definitely worth playing, and it's an incredible game. But if you just don't have the time to squeeze the first game in because it's long, and we are a week before Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out, or if you just want to jump straight into the action of the second game, then you definitely can. Now, those are the 10 things you should know before you buy and play Dragon's Dogma 2. Let me know if you're looking forward to this game. Let me know what about this game you're looking forward to. And let me know what vocation you think you're going to play around with first. Now, if you have enjoyed, please drop the video a like. It helps me amazingly. We will be bringing you a bunch of Dragon's Dogma 2 content in the next few weeks, all the way from quest guides and character builds to more previews of the game, and I'll be live streaming my first playthrough on the channel. So if any of that stuff interests you, please subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye guys.